Welcome back to Almaty in Kazakhstan for our second visit to the 2014 World Weightlifting Championships today. North Korea so far have picked up 2 of the first 3 gold medals on offer in the women's 75 kilo category. There's another 3 medals up for grabs right now here on Eurosport in the men's 105 kilo division. Simon Golding and 2-time Olympian Michaela Breeze with you for this one. Michaela, I know you're looking forward to seeing a legend in action, plus a couple of extras.
Yes, we have a stacked competition yet again at these World Championships. The question that everybody's going to be asking is, will Ilan hold on to his undefeated record? And by undefeated, I literally mean undefeated across all age groups. From the first time he picked up a bar and entered a competition as a youth lifter, he has never ever been beaten. As he stepped up through the weight categories, he is now finding himself in a new category, the 105s. He's moved up yet again. The question is, can he hold on to that record, or is this the time now where he may be exposed? And we've got some fantastic lifters in the group. We've got a world record holder in the clean and jerk, Bedzanyan, 238 kilos. Nuradinov has huge weights posted. Arroyo Valdez has a big snatch posted, but do you know who's most intriguing for me in this competition is Martisian, the very young up-and-coming 17-year-old who we just don't know what he's going to do, but has big starting weights posted from Armenia. Also returning to the international stain is Patrick Mendes of, I was going to say the USA.
Yeah, not anymore.
But having served a 2-year ban back in 2012, he's come back and is now representing Brazil. His ambition is to try and compete at an Olympic Games, and obviously with Rio in a couple of years' time being held in Brazil, that is going to be host nation. Therefore, they will have a number of allocated places without having to qualify outright, as the rest of the world are fighting for. So Mendes has, I guess, made a sensible decision to move to Brazil. There's big talk on social media about the weights he's going to do. He's comparing himself to some of the big names. Let the talking cease and the action commence.
Yes, the talking is done. Time to walk the walk. We will see. Ilian comes in, as Michaela says, as the star performer as he moves into his 3rd senior weight category and looking to add to those 5 gold medals already. But he's got a big challenge on his hand today. The 2 Russians are going to be very tough to beat, and then we've just got some slightly unknown contenders, guys that we know can perform well at this level, but we think they're going to come out with some big numbers today, and that should make for a very good competition indeed. But Ilian would not be here today in front of the home fans if he didn't think he could record yet another victory. So that set things up. There is Pat Mendes. The big question over how he's going to perform today, you can find out after the break. Stay with us.
Is this how you introduce new colleagues to the job?
Experience a distinctive work environment and a smooth approach on how to handle business in Luxembourg.
I'm Winston Wolfe. I fix problems. Now, I understand your house sustained fire damage. I think I should take you 2 gentlemen for a little ride.
But we didn't do anything.
The landlord says you did.
No.
Yes, yes. You agreed with him that if your house became uninhabitable, Direct Line would pick up the tab for alternative accommodation.
Yeah, he did.
Good enough. Let's get you guys to a safe house then.
Right, people, we need ideas for the new Pounds to Pocket TV campaign. What have we got?
What kind of loans do they do again?
Personal loans, repaid over a period that's affordable for you.
So, the ad could be about finding the right loan. We could have an explorer.
Too far-fetched.
What about a lighthouse that lights the way through financial emergencies? What about a talking parrot? Pounds to pocket, pounds to pocket. It's good for repetition.
If Pounds to Pocket wrote adverts, they'd be as straightforward as our loans. Find out more at poundstopocket.co.uk. Representative 278% APR.
Welcome back to Almaty. As we just have a quick look at some of the past winners, you'll notice that Nuradinov, one of the most successful Olympic athletes for Uzbekistan, is in this lineup, and he has had plenty of success at this level before. Armanu is not here for Belarus. Not quite got word on exactly what has happened to him, but he can be a little bit of a loose cannon, but not here competing in this one after a slightly disappointing result in the Europeans. And there are the world records and the junior world records coming into this event. That fabulous 2:38 for Bezanian of Russia in the clean and jerk. Looking forward to seeing if he can replicate that. But quite a lot of this final could come down to how well the rest of the field go in the snatch against Ilian. Now let's take a look at the B group competition. And in that competition, the man from Uzbekistan, Tuzmarotov, recorded a figure of 2:19 in the clean and jerk, but that was good enough to win the gold medal in the clean and jerk. According to our results, though, not good enough to win that B group competition overall. Kim Min-jae of Korea managing 180 in the snatch, 2:15 in the clean and jerk to take the title, or to take the B group with 3:95. As we move on into our A group, the top contenders here for what should be another dramatic story. I know we keep building this up as such, but we've got that fabulous combination of proven quality against juniors, against guys that haven't competed on the world stage for a while. This should be a cracker in the 105 kilo division. So looking to get things underway in the 105 kilos division for the men. The next 3 gold medals on offer on our penultimate day of coverage here on Eurosport from the World Championships. Michaela Breeze, 2-time Olympian and Commonwealth champion, alongside me. And if you want to get in touch with Michaela and ask a question, you can do so at her Twitter account, @Michaela Breeze. So if you want to ask Michaela anything, she'll keep an eye out on that and hopefully answer your questions. And while we wait for these guys to get things underway, good time to ask Michaela, what are you doing these days, apart from the commentating, of course?
Well, since retiring number 2 after the Glasgow Commonwealth Games, my focus now is on my own business, Breeze's Gym in Aberdare, trying to develop the next generation of weightlifters. But I thought, I don't want to lift anymore, so what should I do? And kind of stitch myself up with a small challenge of the London Marathon next year, just trying to prove to people that it is possible to train the body in different ways. And I thought, what could be most different to weightlifting? Yeah, power, strength compared to endurance. So here we go, 26 miles. That's a long old way for a weightlifter to go. So if anybody is interested in sponsoring us, have a look on my Twitter account, @Michaela Breeze, and you can see how you can support a very good charity, 21st Century Legacy.
Yes, a very good cause. And the former Olympic Great British great David Emery, all part of conning you into, or shall we say, cajoling you or encouraging you to do the London Marathon.
Well, if David can do it at age 70, then come on. It's one of those ones on the bucket list. Let's get it done, only once.
Yeah, we wish you the best of luck with that, Michaela. Well, it's going to be fascinating today to see if Ilya Ilyin of Kazakhstan can do it in front of this home crowd. And you'd have said that he was certainly a banker a little while ago coming into this, but we think he's got some serious company and some serious challenges in this weight category. A weight category, Michaela, that he hasn't competed in before.
Well, he's in unmarked territory here. We don't know what he's capable of. Will the increase in body weight make him stronger? It should do. We'll have to wait and see. But I don't think he would be here unless he believed in himself. But he is exposed today.
So first out onto the stage will be Kia Gadami, one of 2 Islamic Republic of Iran athletes. Baramzadeh is the other one. These men have performed well in Asian tournaments. Slightly lighter body weight, though, than the rest of the athletes in this competition, which does put some of their totals under a bit of pressure. But looking to come in here with a successful lift at 171 is Kia Gadami. And our snatch competition is underway with a very solid start from the Iranian lifter.
I agree, that was great lifting, first attempt. No issues. It's always nervous coming onto the platform in for your first attempt. Just getting that first one under your belt allows you to relax and focus. That was some really good lifting.
Yes, that's a solid job done. And now it's about the icing on the cake with 2 lifts still left to come. Snatch, followed by clean and jerk. If you're new to weightlifting here on Eurosport, there's 3 lifts per category. and there's a gold medal on offer for each category, plus, of course, the big gold, which is the combined total across those 2 rounds. And there are some athletes with some very good numbers in the snatch competition. They'll be looking to put Ilyin under pressure, but, well, we'll see. Ilyin may respond to the challenge. And he's no mug, let's not forget. 185.233 across those 2 competitions, and PBs will be crucial here, but not as crucial as the current form the athletes are in and when they choose to come into the competition. Artus Plesnieks next up then for Latvia. Plesnieks has had some success on the big stage. The 22-year-old has performed well at European and World Championship level, and certainly had a good time of it in the junior ranks. More known as clean and jerk lifter. So coming in here at one of the earlier weights at 174. And as we go through and get to these taller, heavier athletes, you'll notice that grip on the snatch getting wider and wider. Trying to accommodate the longer levers, and that's a good start from Plesnieks.
Yes, it is. See how deep he sits, just pauses in the bottom receiving position to steady himself before standing up. A very experienced athlete. Gets his chest nice and high. I've often seen this lifter lack that full extension, but he's gone away, done the hard work, and is here to perform today.
Almost a humble finish as he pops the weight down back on the platform. Really seeing the judges upset by the athletes this week not letting go of the weight properly. Arkadiusz Michalski next onto the stage for Poland. Michalski, one of the heavier and taller athletes in this competition, coming in at 175. He's got 216 listed as his opening weight for clean and jerk. So middle of the road performer, and that's our first failure after 2 clean lifts in the snatch.
Well, he did the right thing by trying to stand straight up at the bar. It was slightly in front. Had he sat at the bottom, he would have dropped it for sure. But trying to stand straight out meant he had an opportunity to run back under the bar, but it was just that bit too far away.
Yeah, we're seeing all the nuances here, especially with those less experienced lifters. It's not just about getting the weight into the air, because it's not a precise science. You can't guarantee that things are going to happen exactly the way you want when you start to pull on that bar.
Well, it's like any skillful performer. Skill is defined by ease and maximum certainty. So the more these athletes practice the movements, and they do thousands and thousands of repetitions, not just with the heavyweights, but with the lightweights too, to reinforce that position and the movement, the technique, and you would expect them on this kind of stage to be able to execute.
Ecuador have representation through this man, Jorge Arroyo. Still backstage waiting to get his competition underway in the snatch. It's got to be one of the best in kit, certainly, and there's the man of the moment. It's been all smiles and a very confident looking Ilya Ilyin backstage. But you do wonder, he has got some serious pressure today. He's going to have some serious challenges as well, I'm sure. Arkadiusz Michalski, no rest for him, coming straight back out onto the stage, going down towards the last 30 seconds of his 2 minutes.
That was a much better attempt, just took that second at the bottom before standing up. The bar was overhead this time, so much better, He's just going to be really questioning what happened on that first attempt. What a waste. At a World Championships, you cannot afford to let one go. Lack of concentration first time round, but here we see him really nailing it.
But overall, a solid start to this competition. Only seen one athlete out of 3 so far miss. That was this man, Michalski, on 175, but gets it done second time of asking. That leaves him with one more lift. So we'll see how good he's feeling and how far he lets the weight creep up before he comes back in. Second of the Iranian athletes. No, sorry, my apologies. Armenia next up. It's going to be Simon Martirosyan. Second of the Martirosyans to go today. First of them, Sargis, performing in Group B. Well, there you go, there's confidence for you as he comes onto the platform. And this is the man from the junior ranks that we're looking forward to seeing perform, shifting some serious weight, the 17-year-old, over the last few months. Can he bring it to the big stage in the senior game? Well, he's a showman.
Now, from a psychology point of view, we look at the zone of optimal arousal in terms of getting best performance out of yourself. Some athletes like to be nice and calm, collected, and really focused, and that's how they perform at their best. For this guy, he likes to get more fired up, more aggressive and explosive, and for him it's worked. First attempt on the board, no problems.
So there we go, the youngster throwing down the gauntlet. We'll see how big he can go today. And it is now the second of the Iranian athletes out. Another talker. Here's Baramazeh. So 178 is the entry for Mohsen.
Well, the Iranians have some great role models. Rostami, just 2 days ago in the men's 85 kilo category, came away with a gold medal overall. These guys want a taste of that too.
Yeah, that was a dramatic competition as well. Rostami involved in a bit of shenanigans on the platform, but it worked out well. No, that's not worked out well, I'm afraid, for Baramzadeh. But as Michaela said, it happens with your first lift. You can't always guarantee being in tip-top condition, but that's what the warm-up's for.
Yeah, but you can never plan and prepare for what it's going to be like on the platform with this kind of atmosphere, with this kind of crowd and the noise. It's different. You go from the warm-up room where it's just you and your coach and a few other athletes around you to suddenly being on a big stage, different environment. You haven't done your warm-up on that platform, so coping with that change of environment can be quite challenging. And just from the adrenaline point of view, a little bit shaky, a little bit more nervous. And the aim really is to try and use that adrenaline to your advantage. But sometimes, you know, those shakes, that nervousness can get the better of you.
Nice start from Gidami. Came in at 171, made that look very easy. So his second lift of the competition in this snatch category at 178. Expect some of the bigger names to come in around the 180 mark. Taking his time here to get settled into the last 10 seconds. And away we go.
Ooh, soft right arm. That's his right arm, the left as we look at it. I think he'll be all right, though.
Yeah, he's fine. Judges have gone with that one. Oh, and he's got all three lights, so that was absolutely fine. 171 to 178. That's the confidence that a good opening round gives you.
I stand by what I said.
Yeah, that's, I think, absolutely fine to point that out, Michaela.
Well, good job I'm not refereeing, hey? I'm so strict.
Rules is rules, as they say, but there for a reason. Not allowed to push that weight out, have to drive it into position, lock the arms out immediately, and then stand. So Plesniak's in at a lower weight, I think 175, and they've gone to 178. And some improvements in technique, you were saying, Michaela, for this young man.
Well, his first attempt impressed me. Too many times he's been weak in the back and the bar's pulled him forwards, but looking a better athlete today.
From the European Junior Champion, just having once again a little look across at the clock. Another man that's running it right down to the red zone. And I'm afraid not into the clean zone. So just didn't make that at all convincing.
No, it's a little bit one speed, as I call it. I like to see the athlete attack the bar as it passes the knees. Needs to be a change in speed to generate upward momentum. It was very much one speed, not so quick under the bar.
Racing up to the stage, Bramzadeh for his second attempt at 178. Again, not much conviction about the first attempt, but you would say that his reaction would indicate that as far as he was concerned, that was a technical error on his part, and it's just time to tighten that up. Right out to the far extremities of this bar.
That was better.
That's much better, isn't it?
Just that little look at the bar as if to say, why were you messing me around first time?
Taking it personally, I love it.
Quick look at the hands. He's got his hands fairly heavily strapped. Most of these lifters will be wearing tape on the thumbs. That's because we lock onto the bar, thumb trapped underneath your fingers, between your fingers and the bar. You can see here his thumbs are outside. That thumb came out as he caught the bar. Every athlete now uses hook grip. That means you can relax your arms, don't have to tense your forearms, and that's why these guys don't have huge upper bodies. All of the muscle and effort needs to come from the legs, the quads particularly, and the glutes and lower back.
Lesniak's hoping that all those muscle groups will be working for his third and final snatch attempt. 178 his downfall last time out. Yeah, that tape vital. You can see that gnarled grip on the bar, which is essential to be able to actually grip the bar, but you move that round under pressure with the weights involved, and that does damage to the skin. And that's out the back door. So Lesniak has to be content with 174. I think I said 175 was his opener, but it was 174.
Well, it was a better attempt. It was more aggressive, but not to be today. Just watch here. Good extension. Just put a bit of a swing on the bar. It's really hard to stop a bar that's swinging. By that I mean when it comes past off your thighs, it kicks out a little bit and then goes round over the top. If you can, you catch it overhead, but all too often it can fall short or continue over the back.
Jorge Arroyo getting the full treatment from the coaches as he comes to the stage. It's a packed house, by the way, and we know why, don't we? They're all here to see Ilian in action, the hero. But we're going to have to wait a little while for him to come in, although it's possible he'll come in around about this weight. Now, Arroyo of Ecuador, South American and Pan American champion at the moment, and does have a very good snatch PB. So this opener leaves him with more room to work, but that's not good.
Well, that was lacking any oomph, any power. That was way short of what we'd expect on a first attempt. But just to note as well, there were two lifters from the B group that went earlier today, two of which snatched this weight, 180 kilos. So they are still at the top of the leaderboard, but soon to be surpassed as we go past 180 very shortly. That was nowhere near.
No, it wasn't. Well, one of the quiet men, but Zanyan likes to keep himself to himself backstage and has been going about his work very purposefully. But he's going to come in to the competition now, 180. Certainly one of the favourites for a medal.
26-year-old is the world record holder.
No histrionics at all, just gets the job done and off he goes.
Yep, 180, that's the opener, but his best stands at 185, so he's up there, he's in good shape, and if he's in good shape going into the clean and jerk as well, we could see some huge weights lifted this afternoon.
Yeah, that's where he's going to rely on it in terms of his performance overall today, if he can get the clean and jerk working.
Well, slightly forwards as the bar came off the floor, fighting throughout to try and save it. We'll need to maintain that position next time.
Oh, here we go. This is the man with the big story coming into this competition. Served a 2-year suspension after being found guilty of a doping offence by the US doping authorities. And having served that suspension, has now decided that he's going to compete for his adopted nation of Brazil. Has been active on social media ahead of this event, posting some pretty big numbers, and that certainly wasn't on the script.
Well, Mendes has come down in body weight from a massive 132 kilos to make this category sub 105. So he's trying to trim up, bring himself into much better shape. You can just see absolutely huge in the upper body, and in my view that's unnecessary. The muscle needs to be in the legs, glutes and back. But hey, he's got himself in good shape for this competition.
Arroyo then, second attempt at 180. Couple of stumbles now at this weight. Still no sign of Nurudinov and Ilyin.
Well,
no,
I cannot see him getting that. That just looks nowhere near. It's not even at arm's length.
And his body language, I think, would indicate he agrees with you, Michaela.
Way too far over the bar, all on his toes, leaving everything forwards. There's very little leg drive. It's more of an upper body trying to compensate, and on these kind of weights, you just can't do that.
Once again, backstage to the guys that could do it all today.
That's 140 on the bar.
It's good to watch, isn't it?
Given the opportunity, I'll sit in a training hall or a warm-up room and just watch the guys and the girls warming up, loosening off. You get a feel for what kind of shape they're in, and it really is impressive to watch some of these better lifters in action.
And ultimately it is done up on the platform, but so much of a competition does go on backstage. It is perfectly legitimate to have the cameras back there. You'll see the coaches occasionally racing about up and down, just checking weights that have been entered, reporting back to the team, making those decisions. Pressure now then for Michalski. Successful at 175, second time of asking, goes up to 180, and that's beyond him. So dips out at 175 and he's disgusted.
And in contrast to the previous group that we've seen today, there's a lot of red on the scoreboard, which is not good. These athletes under a lot of pressure, trying to stay in contention for the medals, lifting more than they're capable of.
Last chance saloon then for the Ecuadorian. Jorge Arroyo staring at an early exit here.
Personal best of 190. This is 10 kilos down. It's a weight he should be capable of.
So, after a long journey and a long week of waiting for his competition to get underway, this is his last chance to stay in, and he's gone, I'm afraid. Arroyo bows out in the first phase. Not a clean lift to his name, and that's real disappointment for him.
All on his toes, throws his shoulders back, never under the bar. Really disappointing.
Coaches and athletes must have thought he could do it, though. Otherwise, he wouldn't have come in at 180. Slightly smaller increment for Kiagadami. Very confident start to this competition. Lifting within himself in the first two rounds. They did look quite comfortable. So
they look comfortable, but his second attempt was actually 4 kilos up on his best.
Well, there you go then.
So this is now a huge personal best attempt, if successful.
The adrenaline is flowing for Gadami. So far, so good. See if he can make it 3 from 3. Not quite. Not quite, but still a good day in a personal sense. As Michaela said, that new PB for Gadami. Still got Baramzadeh to go for Iran.
Well, he went into such a deep squat position trying to save it.
And there's a lot of attention on him because of the way that he has promoted himself prior to this competition, and he's upped it by another 2 kilos, so it goes from 180 to 182. But failed, remember, at 180. You're allowed to go through the weights like this even if you don't make them successfully, and sometimes it's used tactically just to buy yourself some time. But he's been talking the talk. It's time to walk the walk now. No. And just like Arroyo, Mendes is staring at an early exit. And Rio will seem like quite a long way away right now.
That didn't look anywhere near. First attempt was better. Has that 2 kilos made that much difference? Just jumping back from the bar. Not fully committed. He's going to be cursing himself for that. Really needs to give his last attempt everything.
So that's how the snatch standings finished in the B division. Or the overall standings, my apologies. So Kim Min-jae coming out in top spot ahead of Martirosyan in second. Well, it's not quite happened for the Brazilian in the way that he would want. Former US lifter now lifting for Brazil. Mendes looks like he's going to be straight back up on stage as Bezanyan paces around quietly. Already got a successful lift under his belt, and he'll be just thinking about where he re-enters the fray.
We've had a couple of lifters now following themselves, missing lift after lift, and that slows the competition down. So the rest of the athletes in the warm-up room will be saying, come on, let's go, I've timed my warm-up ready. They don't plan on athletes doing this. Yeah, yes, they're ready for it, but they don't necessarily plan for it.
And again, last chance saloon. We're looking at another man exiting the competition here. I don't think that looks like terribly confident body language from Pat Mendes. And with the eyes of his new federation focused on him this week, this is a big, big lift for him. The extra effort was there. Unfortunately, technique just didn't allow him to complete the lift, and Mendes, in his first international competition for 2 years for his new country of Brazil, bows out in the first round with 3 failures at his first weight.
Oh, goes a long way over the bar as it comes off the floor, throws his shoulders back at the top, jumps backwards. Too much swing on the bar, very hard to control overhead.
Massive response from this Almaty crowd as the man of the moment steps onto the stage. Dominant in every discipline, weight category that he's competed in over the years. And a new weight category for Ilyin. Well, supreme confidence, and opens with a great snatch. He's got some numbers on the board, and that'll settle things down.
Well, eventually we go ahead of the B group lifters, so he's going to be pleased with that. He's just soaking up the atmosphere there.
He's loving it.
And isn't this great? Kazakhstan have produced some fantastic results at this year's World Championships already. Redchinchanlo placed first in the women's 53 kilo category at the beginning of the week. Zapakal second in the women's 69 kilo category just a few days ago. And Kirabayev first in the men's 94. So hang on a minute, this isn't Ilya Ilin's stage, this is Kazakhstan's stage, and he wants to be part of the party and have similar results.
Very, very good point. Solid opener for the noisy youngster from Armenia. Good fun to watch this lad, Simon Martirosyan, but no, not to be at 183.
This lad is 17 years of age.
It's tough to believe, isn't it?
17, he's won the World and European Youth Championships. He's still a youth lifter. Well, he's obviously developed very early, very physically mature and strong, and when you're this young, inexperienced, technically still developing, strength-wise still developing, but my word, isn't he strong for this age? I wonder what he could be doing in a couple of years.
Yeah, certainly a name to watch out for.
17.
Yeah. So Martirosyan with 1 lift left. That's why the competition is just stuttering a little bit, because we've got lifters following each other. Ilyin in top spots at the moment with 183, but let's not forget we've got Bezanyan to lift again, and we've got Nurudinov to come into the competition. So we've got some interest still there. So Chinese competitor Yang Qi Still waiting backstage. He too hasn't lifted yet. So Nuridinov and Yang still to come out. But looks like he's sweating up in the paddock, as they'd say in racing. He's ready to go, is Yang. Martirosyan's third and final lift of the snatch competition. Well, he loves it, doesn't he? He loves the stage, loves the atmosphere. That little wry smile as he walks onto the platform. Can he deliver?
He can. Needs to stand.
He's done it. That's fantastic from the teenager. Well, we said this was a nice, varied competition with all sorts of little stories to follow. A couple of them haven't played out quite as well as the athlete would like, but this is good.
That's 183. I'm sorry that we haven't flagged this up before.
So have we got a new world record?
That is a youth world record in the snatch, 182.
Yeah, because this is seniors, these things can pass you by sometimes, but you are absolutely right. Good spot there, Michaela.
Breaks his own world record that was set earlier this year.
Well, personal goals achieved as Ruslan Nuridinov finally strides onto the stage for Russia. Badzanyan and Nuridinov are the two main challengers, we think, to Ilyin. We're still yet to see Yang. So the Uzbekistan athlete looking to try and get into 5 world golds, which would be right up there with the very best of the Olympic athletes. That's a superb lift. Likes of Ryahov and Menkov, the canoeists, Oksana Chusovitina, who we've seen on many occasions on Eurosport, and the wrestler Arta Timazov all have 5 World Championship medals. Can Nuridinov do it for Uzbekistan today? Certainly a solid start. Love the tongue out.
I'm just looking at the scoreboard here. Bahramzadeh's put his last lift from 178 up to 189.
I love it.
Is he having a giggle?
I love it. We'll see.
That's 4 kilos over his best as well. We'll have to wait and see if he brings that back down. But
the Russian Badzanyan not getting involved in any of this. Just going through the motions, and
not sure.
Little bit soft, wasn't it?
Right arm, not sure about that. I think
he's got it
to get away with it.
He's got it, but it's 2 out of 3, just good enough for 185. But he took his time over this one.
Watch his right arm, the left as we look at it. There, bends,
yes.
Then straightens. That's a press out, but he's got away with it. 2 to 1. At that point, if in doubt, smile.
Yeah.
Hopefully get it.
Well, that's kept the pressure on Ilyin and Nuridinov as Yangtze finally comes to the stage for his opening weight at 186. He's a tall man.
He's just waiting for the clock to run 30 seconds so the buzzer doesn't put him off. There it is.
So China to enter this 105 kilo competition.
Oh, very slow off the floor.
Well, they enter it with a successful lift.
Well, Yang is a 5-time Asian Games champion. He walks with a bit of a arrogance around him.
Oh, we like a bit of a swagger.
Oh, supremely confident. 186.
Well, it's developing as we would want. Ilyin under some pressure now with his 183 opener. Now moves it to 187. And in terms of the gold medal overall today, you get the feeling he needs this. He's got it. Beautiful. Oh, well, that's great stuff.
Needs to be careful. I'm sure he released that bar overhead. We've seen a lifter failed earlier in the week.
And from Kazakhstan as well.
I think that was low his shoulders when he let go, but he does need to be careful. Still 1 attempt remaining. He needs every kilo that he can get on the snatch. But so quick and confident in the receiving position.
Just mighty close for Ilyin, but the name carries a bit of weight, so don't worry about that. That was showmanship for the crowd, And also just a little warning shot to the rest of the competitors in his new weight category. Now, Bezanyan just struggled a little bit to get that right arm immediately locked out on the last lift. So going up to the next weight and coming straight out again. Keep an eye on that. So it's the left arm as we look at the screen.
Well, this will be enough to put him into gold medal position on the snatch, if successful, by virtue of lighter body weight. Much better attempt, no issues there. That takes him ahead of Ilan on the snatch.
That's as much celebration as you'll get from Bezanyan for the moment. So 187, that's a great start to his competition. Puts him into top spot for the moment. And once again passes that pressure back to Ilyin, Nurudinov and Yang Ji of China.
All the lifters are in the competition.
We'll still see what Baramzadeh decides he's going to do. And, well, initially we got 189 listed, but it looks like he's coming out at 188.
Remember, he missed his first attempt, so he's probably trying to play catch-up. I'm guessing this was a weight that he was probably aiming to finish on.
Yep.
So instead of taking 4 or 5 kilos between lifts, he's just taken a good old 10 kilo increase.
Sticking with plan A.
This is a big ask. Quick look at the clock, he knows how long he has.
No,
so
not
close.
quite. Not quite. Well, you can see that he felt that it was within his capability, and that's why he came out, but I'm afraid that's blown his competition, and he knows it. Still in, but 178 is his best recorded weight in the snatch. Well, sometimes it goes your way, and sometimes it doesn't, but that first round miss, unfortunately, put him under too much pressure. Now then, Ruslan Nurudinov, who along with Matirosyan, a couple of real showmen up there on the stage. Watch the tongue from Nurudinov. It'll come out when he's lifting confidently. Now, this is all about putting pressure on Bezanyan and Ilyin and Yang. Very, very good in his first lift at 185. Slightly narrower grip than the rest. And shorter levers allowing him to do it.
His left arm a little bit wobbly, but no worse than Bezanyan's that we saw just a minute ago. And he knew it as well. He was looking at the scoreboard to see what the referee said. That's equal to his best. Catapults him right up into gold medal position on the snatch so far, with only a couple of lifters left to reply.
Serious pressure, but finally the tongue comes out and the lights go on. So Nurudinov's challenge still very much alive as he moves to 190. Now, is this beyond Ilyin? 190 it is then.
And it would be good enough to put him up into gold ahead of Nurudinov by virtue of lighter body weight. Oh, needs to stand still.
Always a little nervous look at the judges. They've gone with it though. And Ilyin once again proves what a magnificent competitor he is. 190 it is. That slightly lighter body weight than Nurudinov puts him in there in top spot. But remember, the Uzbekistan lifter still has one to come.
That's 5 kilos up on the best snatch that he achieved in the lighter weight category. So he's in no man's land. He doesn't know what he's capable of, but he's certainly capable of 190 now. No time wasted at the bottom, almost rushed it off the floor, nearly cost him in the latter part of the lift.
And that's got to have something to do with the crowd. That's got to be some help from the crowd there to get him through that. Now, nice little closer to this competition is Yang versus Nurudinov. Yang posting his next weight at just a single kilo up at 191. Nurudinov looks like he's going to go 193, but it'll all be about this lift. And that was supremely confident from the Chinese lifter.
Yes, it was. I don't think Ilya Ilin will be too worried at this stage, because he has a much bigger clean and jerk posted on the clean and jerk. But Yang, that we see in picture here of China, needs every kilo possible, so he now has a gold medal. That's confirmed, guaranteed. Nobody else. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Nurudinov still...
one more attempt remaining, but he's guaranteed a medal, minimum of a silver.
And that's, you know, really put the ball back in Nurudinov's court now, because he can't afford just to gamble and take a smaller increment. He's got to push it up, and he has. He's gone to 193, which, if he's successful, forces Yang's hand. Just looking at Young's body weight, Young is a much lighter man, so Young can come out and lift 193 as well and still win this. So again, the gamble is there from Nurudinov.
Well, both of these lifters remaining slightly weaker clean and jerks as well.
Very important, not just in the snatch competition, but for the competition overall here for Nurudinov. Uzbekistan athlete. Gets the bar up there, stabilise it, he does, and that'll do.
That'll do, 3 kilo personal best, up into gold. Can he stay there? Only Yang can deny him that gold medal now.
So Ilyin replaced in top spot by Nurudinov. Made this look easier, actually, than his 190.
It was a better attempt. Dropped his chest as he stood out of the squat position, hence the step forward. Very confident lifting.
Love it. Well, this is what we've been looking forward to in today's competition, and the athletes are delivering, and we've got a nice little finish to the snatch phase of this men's 105 kilo category. This then for gold medal, courtesy of a lighter body weight for Yang of China. No, it wasn't there, and the gamble by Nurudinov was a good one. He knows his stuff, and it's a gold for Uzbekistan. It's another world title that puts him right up there in that category with the other Olympic greats from Uzbekistan. And for Yang, bit of disappointment, because he was looking very good.
Well, Ilin down in third position. He won't be worried with that at the moment. He's renowned to be a stronger clean and jerker, and at the end of the day, it's the overall total that these men are after. Although I'm sure Nurudinov is quite happy to take the gold in the snatch. Yeah,
he'll grab that right now, because that makes him one of the best in terms of Uzbekistan's athletes. Well done to him. Yang takes the silver for China, and Ilya Ilyin in his new weight category just keeps winning the medals, and that's put him in a very, very good position heading into the clean and jerk phase of this competition. So enjoyable start to this one. Ilyin, the man of the moment, is still in there, but Nurudinov it is that claims the first gold medal. We'll see what happens after the break.
62 wins, 53 knockouts. World heavyweight champion Vladimir Klitschko now faces the undefeated Kubrat Pulev. Tonight at 8, live and exclusive on British Eurosport 2 HD.
The Big Fight, sponsored by 666bet.com.
Argentina Motor Series. International 6 Days of Enduro, November. World Rally Cross, November. Dakar, January. WTCC, March. MXGP Motocross, March. Dakar Series Desafio Ruta 40, April. MotoGP, April. World Rally Championship, May. Argentina Motor Series. Visit Argentina.
Holding on to one another's hand, trying to get Get a loan of up to £800 and spread the cost by repaying in nice weekly segments. Apply today at satsumaloans.co.uk. Representative 793.8% APR.
Let's shop small. Let's support the heroes of our high street. Think big, shop small. On Saturday, December 6th, join Small Business Saturday, American Express.
Welcome back to Almaty. A little pause between the snatch and the clean and jerk, and a chance to do what we've been doing all week, and that's just to hear a little bit more from the Polish Zielinski brothers. A little bit more about behind the scenes in this great sport of weightlifting, and today it's their unique take on the whole idea of tactics behind the scenes.
Wiadomo, że zawsze przed zawodami ustawia się jakąś taktykę, ale
Adrian says obviously
i sam start
we
wszystko
plan
weryfikuje i
tactics
nieraz
before a
to, co sobie
tournament.
zakładaliśmy razem z trenerem. Wiadomo, wszystko się planuje
Both concerning
razem z
preparation and then the lift itself.
Zawodnik
Everything
jest
is
sam i
always
on wszystkim
prepared
decyduje.
together with the coaching team.
Są tablice.
It's never just the lifter himself who decides on his own. There are the tables of competitors, declared attempts, and they're all displayed at the venue, and the coaches, you usually have 2 or even 3 coaches with you at the competition. They'll inform each other of what the other competitors are planning and what the weights are to be attempted. And that allows you to do a bit of fine-tuning of tactics before the lift. And obviously at a competition, you lift what the competitors force you to lift. But if someone declares, say, 200 kilos, then you won't declare 220, even if you feel confident, because it makes no sense. You'll declare just 1 kilogram more just ahead of him. But this only gets decided at the competition venue, not in the hotel or in the room or at the weigh-in.
Powiedzmy tak, zaliczamy 210
so
po rzucie.
Your tactics are adjusted on the spot. Let's say you've successfully competed a clean and jerk at 210. You can lift 215 at your next attempt, but your coach says, Adrian, you need to lift 212 because that's enough for a medal. Yeah, and Thomas says, well, it's all determined by your competitors. You can never plan in advance. Until the weigh-in, you don't know how much the competitors will declare for their first attempts, nor how much they actually weigh themselves. So that also matters. You don't even know where you'll be on the list. If someone is competing before you, he's worse off because you can outdo him. The question is, did you ever take a risk? For example, have you ever attempted a heavier lift and it's paid off? Well, yeah, it's called teasing your opponent. So let's say you declare a weight at 10, 15 kilos heavier. He has no chance of lifting that. So if he attempts 10 kilos more, then we lower ours by just 1 kilogram more than the weight that he managed. And it happens often. There was a tournament with 2 competitors from the same country. The first attempt, they lifted the same weight. At the second attempt, one lifted the declared weight and the other one failed. And in the third attempt, the first guy declared a yet higher weight and succeeded, but the other guy was so well prepared that he declared an even higher weight and managed to lift it. So he flunked the second attempt almost on purpose to tease the competitor, to tease his opponent, who then declared just 1 or 2 kilograms more. And then this guy declared 2 kilograms more above that and won. So, you know, when you get to the end of the competition, you look back at that and you think, yeah, okay, that was pretty much all premeditated in order to get the result. The question is, are the tactics important? Thomas says, yeah, they're the most important, extremely important.
Trzeba też patrzeć, jak oni wyglądają na rozgrzewce, bo ktoś może sobie zadeklarować, a zawsze może obniżyć, tak?
If you don't get the tactics right, then it's going to be a struggle. You're not going to be able to make things happen as you want them to happen. Very often you guess things in the warm-up because you're seeing how much the others are lifting, but you're also seeing what they look like while they're lifting. Because you can declare a weight and then lower it, you know, that's all part of it. Well, good to hear the Zielinskis once again talking about the sport. Hope you followed some of that. It does get quite complex, and it could get quite complex in this competition. Ilian still very well placed, but Nurudinov will be happy with the way that he went, as will Bezanyan and Yang. We'll see how they go in the clean and jerk after the break.
The final throw of the dice. It's Macau, famous for all those casinos. This time, though, the gambling takes place on the trickiest street circuit in the world. Pachito Lopez is the WTCC's newly crowned champion, but his rivals will spin the wheel, all determined to finish the season with a big win. Tomorrow at 3 a.m, the World Touring Car Championship live from Macau on British Eurosport.
Yokohama, your tire. The FIA WTCC is delivered by DHL. Where performance matters, you'll find Total Quartz.
Argentina Motor Series. International 6 Days of Enduro, November. World Rally Cross, November. Dakar, January. WTCC, March. MXGP Motocross, March. Dakar Series Desafio Ruta 40, April. MotoGP, April. World Rally Championship, May. Argentina Motor Series. Visit Argentina.
Welcome back to Almaty. Skadami of Iran just going through his preparations for the next phase of this competition, the clean and jerk. That's how things happened in the B division. So does Morotov, recording a lift of 219. So that's how it went in the B phase. We're expecting them to go a lot bigger, and we're also expecting a slight shift in dynamic, Michaela, in terms of who is now going to challenge Ilian, not just for the gold in clean and jerk, but for the overall.
Yes, well, we've been looking through the results thus far and also the starting weights that are coming. I think Ilian's got no problems with the fact that Nuruddinov and also Yang are currently ahead of him. I think that he could take those scalps on the clean and jerk. I think Ilian's biggest competition and rivalry is going to come from Bedzanian, who currently finds himself 3 kilos away from Ilian after the snatch. Bedzanian is also the heavier man out of the two, so it's going to be a close competition.
Yes, Bedzanian looking to bring that world record form to the clean and jerk competition. Once again, we start as we move through the competitors coming in at a slightly lower weight. From Iran, a man that so nearly got it wrong and exited the competition like Arroyo and Mendez. But Baramzadeh is still in, and that'll be frustrating if he makes this, because he'll know now he could have gone better. Well, a long, hard look at the judges. Iran have had their issues with the judging this week already. And he's wondering why it took time for the lights to go on. Well, we were watching the stagger happening.
Well, there's his teammate that's coaching him as well, by the looks of it. Rostami, who won a gold medal yesterday.
That's the man in question.
That's right, a couple of days ago. Yeah, that's right. Jerk position wasn't bad, but you just watch as he tries to bring his feet in line, the body kind of buckles. He does well to steady himself. That's a tremendous force coming down on top of him.
So Mendez trying to make up for some serious disappointment earlier in the competition, coming out for this clean and jerk phase. Now we have the separation with medals per element, able to keep going.
Strong chest.
Oh, power jerk, squat jerk.
Very different technique, isn't it?
Jerk.
And he just didn't have the power.
Well, he's lowered his starting weight from the 208 that he posted at the weigh-in down to 206. Obviously, things are not going to plan. He's already bombed out on the snatch. This is more of a consolation than anything. Good extension. Stood up fairly strong, but the power jerk, or squat jerk, there's no room for error. It's got to be spot on overhead, or it's game over. At least with a split jerk, you can lunge into the weight if the bar is slightly forwards, or you can run forwards, but when
you've got more option to cope with the weight when it hits you with the split.
Yeah, there's slightly more room for error on the split jerk.
Arroyo, another man that was disappointed in the snatch element, like Mendes, didn't record a weight. And before him, grinning like a Cheshire cat, Ilian, completely at home here in front of his home fans. Mendes straight back out. You can put yourself under a lot of pressure, can't you, when you make those bold statements out there on the social media?
Well, you can, and he has. He's put himself out there saying, you know, making my comeback after a 2-year ban, and I certainly don't want to represent the USA. Well, maybe he's had a fallout with his nation, but Brazil have taken him under their wing, and he's been doing all the talking. Come on then, let's see the action. He's obviously not in the fighting form that we've seen him in training on social media. Just trying to make use of the 2 minutes that he's allowed. And for a big guy, it's quite tough to recover in such a short space of time. It's so warm in the warm-up room and on the platform with all the spotlights.
Those muscles need servicing in terms of blood flow. The easiest conditions within which to do it. This time he gets it right, and there's his first successful lift of the competition at last.
Well, we got one in, says the coach. One's better than nothing. Still got one attempt remaining. It's more of a consolation prize than anything. His best is 212. But that was at a significantly heavier body weight, around 30 kilos heavier. He's done well to lose that body weight. Much, much straighter position, which is necessary on this technique.
That must be a strange feeling, though. You're used to going through the bodyweight categories and getting stronger and enjoying that, and then you have to go the other way, and that must be strange.
Yeah, but I guess you get to a point where the weight you're carrying is not good muscle, therefore it's disadvantageous. I can't say it.
No,
it's a
right.
disadvantage to be that heavy. It's extra body weight to shift as well. So, you know, he's lost that, and he's still in good, strong condition.
Kadami then out onto the stage for Iran. Came in at quite a low weight on the snatch, but more proficient clean and jerk athlete. He's had a tidy competition, actually, Gadami. Oh, yes. Well done. Humble celebration, but he's lifted well today, has Kia Gadami. New personal best in the snatch, and that was a solid effort for his opener in the clean and jerk.
Strong back positioning off the floor. Drops his chest, though, on the clean. Good drive to arm's length. Arms locked nicely.
Big Russian, Badzanian, backstage. A little nervous look around him. He's going to have a lot of decisions to make over the next minutes or so.
What do you reckon the coach is saying?
Go on.
You must lift big.
Today you must be big. Well, 238 is big. That's what he's capable of. Can he go beyond it? We will see. He's going to have to, I think, if he's going to stop Ilian claiming yet another world title, and a world title across 3 weight divisions. Only 7 lifters have done that in the history of the sport. So next up onto the stage then, Baramzadeh of Iran. Been a bit of a disappointing day for him today, and it's tough sometimes when you recover from a bad miss in the first lift. It's not always easy to get things rolling. But fair play to him, he's shown some real character to still be in this. Just about got the white lights last time out. But it's another step up in weight. No.
Very army. In that first phase, his arms were bent before the bar even passed his knees. That makes it really hard for the legs to do their job.
So 6 kilos looking like a big increase, and he doesn't look happy.
Hit him and bounced off. His heels were still flat on the floor. It didn't look to be significantly on his toes.
Poland's Michalski. A little disagreement with the coach. It's all happening there. Emotions do run high backstage for some athletes. And I can tell you Arroyo has retired from the competition. That's not really a surprise. He didn't look in any sort of form in the snatch and really struggled at his opening weight, 10 kilos below his personal best. So furiously working on the quads of Baramzadeh, because he's going to be back on the stage pretty short. There's the entertainer today, Matirosyan, the youngster from Armenia. Sport needs characters, doesn't it? It's good to see a little bit of light and shade up there on the stage.
Yeah, it's nice to see the athlete express themselves. All too often they're on and off the platform looking very serious. But at the end of the day, these athletes do have to stay focused. There's a lot of concentration that goes into this game. It's far more than just a test of physical strength. It's a test of technical ability, and it's a test of mental strength. So he's obviously been struggling with some problem with the quads, maybe a cramping. These guys undoubtedly will be training 2, 3, 4, in this case sometimes 5 kilos heavier in body weight, and then be cutting that weight pre-competition. They weigh in just 2 hours before the competition starts, so it doesn't really give sufficient time to rehydrate before warming up. So it's not uncommon to see an athlete struggling with cramp.
Baramzadeh's last clean and jerk, and doesn't even maintain the grip, but it's not over. He's still within his rights to go again. It hasn't gone above his knees. No, thumbs down from Mikhaila.
Nah, when you've done that once, it's very hard to regain your composure. The reason he was allowed to go again is because the bar did not pass his knees.
So Baramzadeh bows out at 2:06 in the clean and jerk. Disappointing day overall for him. And it does look like we are going to see the 17-year-old Simon Matirosyan into action. Now watch this for a confident young man. But he's a real strut to the stage. And then a little wry smile as he sets foot on the platform and looks towards the judges.
Well, at 17 years of age, you've got to expect Matirosyan to be improving at a rate of knots. He's got a personal best earlier this year of 2:15. This is 2:13, just 2 kilos off his best on a first attempt. Falls forward. He's done well to steady himself. Just a few curse words at the bar then, as if to say, I'll make it better next time.
It's all extremes of the spectrum from this man. He's all the way up or he's all the way down. But what do you make of his technique?
Yeah, not bad. Remember, 17 years of age, he may well have been, well, he's obviously been lifting for several years already. But with the youngsters, we're always looking for technical proficiency upon which we can then build the weight. He's pretty good. If I'm being fussy, back leg is quite straight on the jerk, which will pull his hips behind the bar.
Yep.
Just there, I'd like to see that back a little straighter just to protect his lower back. But as a 17-year-old, he's not even wearing wrist supports or a belt. That will come in a few years after
it
a
comes to
few
all
more
of us.
kilos.
Well, if he stays fit, he's got another decade of time to improve on technique, and we certainly think that he's going to be a tip for the future. Mendes has at last had a successful lift. The other man that bombed out in the snatch. Arroyo has decided to retire. But we think 206 is going to be tough to go beyond there, and he's looking like he's struggling a bit already here.
Well, I can only assume the fact he's so out of breath is because he's just done another warm-up attempt, maybe anticipating slightly longer before being called out. Go! 2 kilos up on his best.
Oh, no. And again, that weight hit him so hard and just drove him back to the floor. No recovering from that position. So 206 is the final weight for Mendes at a disappointing opening international championship for Brazil.
Really yanked the bar off the floor. Clean was strong, but he's not good for a squat jerk today.
Still moving through the initial phases of this clean and jerk competition as we build to what should be a tasty climax. Bazanian, Yang, Nuruddinov are the challengers to the new man into their weight category, Ilya Ilyin, who's looking to gate crash the party for yet another world title. Next up onto the stage then is Artas Plesnieks. Latvian, who did achieve a bronze medal in the clean and jerk at the Europeans, so is a confident clean and jerk lifter. Hence the entry into this competition slightly later. No. And it isn't quite happening for him today either, if we're honest.
Well, he started so well on the jerk, just pushed himself away from the bar. Ideally, when you're standing there ready to dip, all the effort needs to come from the legs, driving through the bar and just catch overhead, but he's trying to do too much with the upper body on the jerk. Watch him push himself away from it.
A little update for you. Morotov won the Group B clean and jerk competition with a lift of 219. So Group B have gone well today, actually. Their numbers have been excellent. There's Bazanian just getting himself into his final phase of preparation.
180 on the bar, in comparison to Ilyin, who's in picture now with 120 on the bar.
Just gives you an indication of roughly where they're going to enter the competition. Little way to go yet. Can't resist a little look at the camera, can he? He loves this. He's been a real superstar in Kazakhstan for quite a while. He's the double Olympic champion. And already with world titles in 2 other weight categories. This really would be a superb achievement today. One that is a little out of the ordinary. So Poland next up. Arkadiusz Mikalski entering the clean and jerk fray at 216. You might have seen him involved in a fairly heated discussion with the coaches about 15 minutes ago. Let's hope that hasn't affected his preparation.
Oof, I don't know. Both elbows seemed to unlock then as he recovered. The lift itself looked good until that moment. One of the referees said.
Yeah, one of the referees picked up on it, but Mikalski gets away with it.
Clean was fine, really good technically, good speed. Strong to stand up. That's fine, no problems. Now watch the elbows as he recovers there.
Yeah.
Both unlock. Very lucky
Pressure
to
on that
get away with
right
it.
wrist as well as that weight tips back. And a little review here.
Well, that's the jury in front of us. They've stopped the competition. The jury have the power to overturn the lift, but all of the jury have to agree. If one of them thinks, no, that was a good lift, then they can't change the decision. So by the sounds of it, they're not overturning.
So Plesniak comes out for his second attempt at 2:16. My apologies. Got it through the first phase of the clean and jerk, but just couldn't quite find it in the second. Look to the heavens as well, so calling for a little bit of extra inspiration here.
Oh dear.
That's a shame.
Oh, Plesniak really is in trouble. 4th place at the Europeans earlier this year, 7th at the Olympic Games, 5th at the Worlds last year. Is he going to make a total this year? Personal best of 2:22, so he is starting relatively close to that weight. Often when my athletes do this, if they collapse at the bottom and almost give up on it, I ask them what they were thinking, and they say, oh, I was thinking about dropping under nice and quickly. I say, okay, well, next lift I want you to think about standing up. Yeah, the lift isn't finished until you've stood with it, so it's looking for the conclusion of the lift rather than just getting underneath the bar.
Yang of China waiting his entry into the competition.
Yang of China would have been ready a few minutes ago, but for the fact that Plesniak has been following himself, it delays the competition, slows things up. So Ilya Bedzanian will be slowing their warm-up down to make sure that they time it to perfection, that they are ready just before they're called to the platform. It's the job of the coaches to keep an eye on what's going on the actual platform itself.
Gadami with a couple of solid lifts, so he might chance his arm.
160 on the bar.
Patrick, you may have seen in the background, Baramzadeh down and out and deciding that he's just going to rest up a little bit. There's Ilyin. Well, he's a charismatic character, and I think that's part of his popularity. He's behind the stage chatting away to people at a World Championships when a lot of athletes would just want to be alone. Plesniak's back out to the platform for his third and final attempt.
That's right, the referee just the announcer announcing to the crowd that he needs this lift to remain in the competition. This is a big effort now, test of a true champion. Can he pull it out when it matters?
Just all adds to the drama, adds to the pageant. Can he record a number in this clean and jerk competition?
Much better.
Chances.
Oh, he actually drove that time. Brilliant. Used the legs. That is a lifter with nerves of steel to pull that one out the bag. Under some serious pressure, he's in the competition, he has a total.
Well done, Plesniak. That was superbly done, and a little reminder that he does have some serious quality in clean and jerk, and this is exactly why. Well, no rhyme or reason sometimes, but those first two lifts just didn't quite look on the button. This one, very nicely done. Nuruddinov enters the competition at 2:20. Snatch gold medal to make him one of Uzbekistan's most successful Olympic discipline athletes. Look at the tension within the coaching ranks. This is big. Get a number on the board.
And it's a big number. He posted 2:15 at the weigh-in a couple of hours ago. That's 2:20. He wants to be on the podium for the overall title.
Let battle commence. Rudinoff in the mix. And the real competition underway.
Just watch how easily he stands with this. And that's in slow-mo.
That's incredible.
Really good lockout overhead.
Well, one of these athletes that has quite an obvious difference in definition between upper and lower body. Not excessively big in the upper body area. Big moment for Yang. They're all going to be big moments from here on, because this is for medals. Good performance in the snatch competition. A little bit unlucky with his third lift.
It's heavy off the floor, heavy standing up.
But what's his work like in the next phase?
Not good.
That's not going to work. Never got the left elbow locked out.
I'm just shaking the head out as if to say I've gone dizzy.
220 kilograms, second attempt for Kia Kadami, Islamic Republic of Iran.
And he's not got long to recover, and that would have taken a significant amount out of him. Not good off the floor, really far over the bar, has to hold the weight on his upper body. Stands with it. Doesn't split wide enough or drop low enough to catch at arm's length.
So Gadami chancing his arm for Iran, came in at 210. He's bumped that up by 10 kilos and re-enters the competition at 220. And out of all the lifters today, he's been one of the tidiest, without doubt. Let's see if he can keep this nice run going.
Oh, uses the bounce well.
This must be close to PB territory for him as well. After that,
that's a great effort. And
PB in the snatch.
You're quite right. His personal best at international level was 210. That's what he started on. This is 220, so a significant improvement for him.
Fabulous day for him.
20 kilograms, second attempt for Simon Martirosyan. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be in total new world records use.
Oh, there you go. We let the announcer tell you that before we confirm the situation for Martirosyan, looking for a second youth world record today.
Simon Martirosyan, Armenia.
The new superstar of youth lifting. 17-year-old entertaining the crowd. They're loving all this here in Almaty. This will be a very popular lift if he makes it. Good start. No. Just beyond him.
I don't know, he's got one attempt remaining. I think we're going to see him have another good attempt at that lift. 215 is his best at international level. This is 220. And as we mentioned, this would be, if successful, a youth world record in the total. I cannot believe this guy is only 17 years of age.
Pretty sure that's his brother Sargis in the background, just cheering him on. Already competed in the B division. Yangtze then to the platform. Just didn't get his left elbow locked out last time, so no lift. Must not have that flexion, must not push the weight out. Now, this could play that into the hands of a couple of other athletes if Yang can't make this weight. Leaves the door open for medals. Again, laboured through that clean phase. Don't fancy it. Long hold. Oh, that's gutsy. That is gutsy.
Well, that looks like a limit.
Great effort from Yang, and he's posted a number.
Well, he's posted a number. I don't think there's any more going on the bar for him. Surely he doesn't have more than a couple of kilos.
If successful, it will be a new
You saw him
youth record.
just protecting that left knee as he walked off the stage. He definitely tweaked it. Once that weight goes up above your head, these small movements that you can see have the potential to do some big damage.
Oh yeah, it's important these athletes are well conditioned.
Martirosyan firing himself up for a last go. This has been a very impressive entry into senior competition. Looking for a second world record today. Oh, it's all arms.
He's got it. Needs to.
Oh no! Well, with the exuberance of youth comes that great feeling of never knowing when you're beaten.
Well, you got to bet now that those world records are going to stand for a very long time. Don't know if he's going to have any other opportunities. He'll be out of the youth ranks next year. And this is probably the last big competition of the year for him. Phenomenal lifting from a 17-year-old.
Mikhalski, successful at 2:16. I would have said would be fancying his chances if Yang had failed to make his lift, but no, still in with a very, very talented group of athletes, and he's still got to find a very, very big lift to give himself any sort of chance here. So Mikhalski ups it to 2:22. He's there. That's a great lift, and Mikhalski celebrates good and proper. Been a tricky day for him so far, but that's put him in the mix.
Just uses the whip on the bar, never really allowed it to rest. Some gutsy lifting. You can see just how hard these guys are having to work.
Yeah, Gadami, what a day he's had. Personal bests tumbling. Successful lift after successful lift, and basically all the decisions that he and his coaches have made throughout this competition have all gone to plan. This for a superb finish to a very good day's lifting. 2:23 on the bar then for the Iranian. Oh, no, it's not going to happen. Oh, what a shame. And up until that point, it had been a fabulous competition, but he can still walk away with a significant improvement in his numbers.
223 kilograms, third attempt, Yang Zhe, China.
Absolutely.
So that's it for Gadami.
Personal best previously was 2:10. It was a 2:23 attempt. We'll have to settle that 2:20. Only 10 kilos as opposed to 13 improvement.
Pressure's on for Yang Zi, but you saw how tough 2:20 was for him. You saw him limp away from the stage as well, and very difficult to believe that he can actually make this. I think his challenge is faltering. But he showed some real character with his last lift. No surprise.
Well, you can only just about deadlift that.
Thank you very much.
So Yang exits the competition. 2:20 his recorded weight. So he's 4'11 total, puts him in second position at the moment. But remember, we've still got Nurudinov, Benzanian, and the big man, Ilian. So it could be Pretty short-lived stay in that number 2 slot. Bedzanian just pacing around in the background. Now, this is the competition right here for Michalski. Has opted for just a marginal movement in that weight to 2.24. Just to try and get himself ahead.
This would equal his best.
Did look good on that last lift.
Incidentally, this is Michalski's first World Senior Championships. Big stage for him.
Yes, along with Marty Rossian moving through into the senior ranks. No. Ouch. And that one caught him as well.
No lift, Salma Golembada, Arkadiusz Michalski, Poland. Thank you.
So 222 leaves him off the podium with his final total of 397.
Good extension, but it just decks him at the bottom. The aim is to hit the bottom at the same time that the bar does, not to have that bar hitting you.
So things stand at the moment in the clean and jerk. Michalski in top spots in the individual gold, but his total leaving him off the podium for the moment. Here we go then, as we move into the concluding phase of this men's 105 kilo competition, the clean and jerk phase with the big names still to come. Current standings, Nurudinov in top spot, Yang just ahead of him. Kiegadami having a fabulous day in 3rd place at the moment, but that's all going to change as Bedzanian steps onto the stage to enter the competition at 225. But remember, this man is capable of much, much more. And he's going to need it. We think he's going to need every single kilo today. Good confident start. Well, that's how you do it. You're going to question that, I know, Mikhail.
No, there was nothing wrong with that. It just looked businesslike. On, lift, off.
He's superb, isn't he?
Absolutely. Doesn't look comfortable, though. He's dropped his starting weight 5 kilos from the weight he originally posted. That was a little in front on his toes. Recovered well. No messing around, no hesitation. Power jerk to get himself in the competition.
Well, we saw the lack of margin for error with this technique, catching Mendes out. This was spot on. So, Bedzanian in, but if he starts at 225, is he going to have enough left to really put the pressure on Ilyin?
Nurudinov here is really trying to stay amongst the medals. He's in 1st at the moment. This will extend his lead, but remember, we've still got Ilan left to come into the competition. But this is a 10 kilo increase. And this is now just 5 kilos below his best ever.
Yeah, this is starting to push it for Nurudinov. Nice.
He's there.
That's brilliant work.
Brilliant lifting.
Nurudinov is not going anywhere just now. And he's still got a lift left to influence this competition. So 220 to 230. Bedzanian 225. We'll see where he comes in next. At the moment, looks like he's posted 236, which will be 2 kilos off his world record. And if Ilyin comes in now, then we'll have everybody putting their cards down. No, it's going to be Nurudinov back on the stage. If he's only going to up it by a single kilo, he'll have the option to opt out there. We're going to have a little bit of cat and mouse, I think, over the next few minutes.
Well, Bedzanian's gone up to 236. That's just 2 kilos below the world record. Ilan is being called, I think, with a 233.
Okay, so Nurudinov has opted not to go 231. He's going to try and stay in with these boys here. And this phenomenal reception from the crowd here in Almaty. That has to be worth a few kilos. It really does. For the man that is going for a third world title across 3 separate categories. No messing, no fuss. Straight into it for Ilyin. And straight up overhead. And he's got it.
Well, 2:33. That's equal to his best. That's equal to the world record that he set in the lighter category.
That is fabulous. Absolutely
fabulous. And that's
fabulous.
the first attempt.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad, Ilya.
On the bar, 234 kilograms, second attempt. Ilya
catches it nicely, uses the bounce to stand, uses the whip on the bar. Oh, it nearly went against him.
It nearly did, didn't it? That was on the edge, timing-wise.
This guy is solid. Obviously, the increase in body weight has resulted in a significant increase in strength. How close can he get now to the world record in the 105 kilo category, a category that he's new to?
Beautiful scenes. Crowd on their feet. Standing ovation for the big star of this Kazakhstan team, which means the pressure now moves down the line. David Benzanian, the form athlete in terms of previous numbers posted in clean and jerk. He's the man to beat. 236 it is then.
11 kilos up on his best, on his last attempt.
No. Well, you called it, Michaela. You said he didn't look comfortable with his first lift through some of those phases. If he's coming in at that lower weight, then I think you're absolutely right. And this is starting to turn quite dramatically in Ilyin's favour.
Benzanian is under pressure here. He's had to take a big increase between first and second attempts to try and stay with the top medals. Guaranteed himself a bronze medal. Can he go any more?
Moving up.
Well, fantastic finish to this competition. Ilyin's lift, successful lift with that first attempt. You've seen what it's done to the rest of the field. Immediately, Benzanian had his hand forced. He had to do something that he didn't want to do today. And it was beyond him at 236. So he's now upped it to his world record of 238.
Moving up, 239 kilogram on the bar, second attempt.
Oh, and we climb again.
Well, why not?
How's your luck?
Let's have a go at a world record. We're going to see it. We're going to see at least 3 attempts at this world record. How, firstly, can anybody do it? Secondly, how high might it go? Ilyin's going to be first out, so even if the other lifters are then successful with this weight, it's Ilyin that would hold it if successful.
Yes, Ilyin in top spot at the moment, so although there is a little bit of pressure because of that decision, he's the man that's holding the cards at the moment. The cheerleaders getting everyone up on their feet. This then for a new clean and jerk world record, which wouldn't be too bad an achievement, would it, as you step into a new weight category. Talk about cleaning up. Snatch gold eluded him, but he wasn't too concerned about that. Here we go. Again, no fuss, straight into it. That's good so far.
No,
no. One attempt left.
No lift.
We're not used to seeing Ilyin miss weight. It was close. He's capable of it. But now he has to sit and watch.
He does look good for it, doesn't he, I have to say. So, can Nuridinov or can Benzanian spoil the party?
Well, I would expect them to all come out on this weight.
Nuridinov, in terms of body weight, is the threat, isn't he?
He started on 220, took a 10 kilo increase to 230, now another 9 kilos for a world senior clean and jerk record attempt.
Thank you.
There's no real pressure on him here. He's done exactly what he's wanted to do in both phases of this competition. He's already got his 5th world title with that gold in the snatch. This to put the cat amongst the pigeons. Go on. Oh, hold it. He's got it. That's phenomenal. A new world record in the clean and jerk goes to Nureddinov. And Uzbekistan have yet another hero.
Well, he cannot do or give any more than 6 out of 6 lifts on the world stage. 3 kilo PB on the snatch, 4 kilo PB on the clean and jerk. He's in gold medal position on the snatch, that cannot be changed. He's currently in gold medal position on the clean and jerk and the total. 2 other lifters still to come. Can he hang on to that position?
Brilliant.
There's your world
Absolutely
record.
Brilliant. So, gold medal in the snatch, world record in the clean and jerk, and in gold medal position in both the clean and jerk and the overall, and that's what it means.
240 kilograms. Third attempt for David Bejanan.
Absolutely gone to plan today for Nureddinov.
Well, I tell you what this means. If Ilan is to remain undefeated, he's never, ever, in any category, in any age group, been beaten. If Ilan is to remain undefeated, he needs 3 kilos more, so he's going to need a 242.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my word.
And that's why Nureddinov celebrated. But Zanyan moves it up to 240, but you've already seen how he's lifted today. He hasn't looked in the best shape.
He's going to give it everything. He's just seen his world record taken away. He wants it back. And he's got it! Needs to stand still.
But Zanyan, that is fabulous. Talk about finding it when you need it, and he has dug so deep there. And the Russian steals it away from Uzbekistan. And Nureddinov's celebrations very short-lived indeed. That was a magic lift.
Well, Nureddinov may have lost the world record. He's still in gold medal position. Bedzanian has just catapulted himself up into the bronze medal. He's in the lead on the clean and jerk, got his world record back. There's only one man that can spoil the party here, the one and only Ilya Ilan.
Oh, we wrote the script for you at the top of this broadcast, and now it's time for this man to start once again. And as Michaela said, the only way he can do this is to set a new world record to lift 242 kilos.
Surely
This
not.
For gold.
He's got it!
He's done it! He's done it!
This man remains undefeated. He has never, ever been beaten. He needed to break the previous record, which was 238.
For Bedzanian. 3 world records, one after another. And Ilya Ilyin proves that he is the man here in Almaty. Fabulous scenes as this crowd get to celebrate with the big man. And the step up in weight categories has just meant a step up in his performance levels. A gold, a world record, the overall gold, and the 7th man to win a world title across 3 weight divisions. Where is it going to finish for Ilya Ilyin?
Well, we started off with Shinshanlo winning gold for Kazakhstan. We've all had another gold medal, Zidabayev, and now Ilya Ilyin remains undefeated, 4 kilos above the world clean and jerk record in a new weight category. This man is unstoppable.
I'll talk about rewards for staying with it. Not just the competitors, but you guys at home. If you've watched the whole of this broadcast, then the last 3 minutes of action being something else. One world record after another. And how must Nureddinov and Bedzanian be feeling right now?
Well, break a world record and still can't take the title. That just proves the calibre and quality of lifting that we have seen here today. Look at the crowd on their feet.
Oh, that's fabulous.
This is what everybody's come here to see. This is the athlete that's been in the limelight. This is the person that everybody's been talking about at this World Championships. Could he do it on a home stage?
Well, he was pushed all the way, and all that did was produce an even more stellar performance.
Well, it's arguable now, is he the greatest ever weightlifter that we have ever seen? I think that will be questioned when we get to the next Olympic Games. He's got 2 titles behind him. You got the likes of Halil Mutlu, Naim Solimanoglu, Kakishvilis, I think, as well. 3 Olympic Games titles. He's got 2. Unbelievable.
Not beyond the realms, is it? He's made a fabulous decision to move up to this category, and it's paid off. Look at that, 2:42, new world record in the clean and jerk for Ilya Ilyin of Kazakhstan. Means that he claims a gold medal for this section and then claims the gold medal for the overall title. Absolutely fabulous. What a finish to this contest. And, well, I wonder who's on the phone.
Mum.
Mum or the president, one of the two. And there's confirmation. 4:32 was equalled by Nuridinov, and he still couldn't claim the gold medal, and that must be an absolute heartbreaker. The shortest lived celebration, I think, that we will have seen for some time in weightlifting. But if you're going to lose, you might as well lose to the best. Nuridinov beaten by Ilyin. So, one more day of weightlifting to come. I hope that whetted the appetite for our final bit of action, and it starts at 8